More people are needing more help, and this line of cars here is proof of that. And you can blame inflation. That is the reality these days for Hoosier families and the many social safety net programs helping them through these tough financial times.
Yeah, the people in this line here are in need of food. And as WRTV's Meredith Hackler discovered, people seeking that extra help could help to slow down inflation in the long run.
Food distribution is looking much like it did during the COVID-19 pandemic. Gleaners is changing how they're serving people that need help. But it's not due to COVID numbers. Instead, it's because of a large increase of people in need.
We're seeing a dramatic increase in need. We are twice what we were before the pandemic, so our numbers are 2 times what they were in 2019. They're 50% more than at the beginning of this calendar year, and maybe most significantly, they're 85% of the height of the pandemic, which I would say is pretty much of a pandemic level.
The line for people seeking assistance from Gleaners Food Bank stretched all the way off the property. But they aren't the only agency providing assistance that hasn't seen a slowdown since the pandemic.
We field about 13 to 15,000 calls per month with requests for connections to resources. So it is maintained pretty consistent.
Indiana 211 will connect Hoosiers in need of assistance to a wide variety of resources. Most people are still struggling due to inflation, but more people visiting food banks is leaving more items on the shelves at stores, which is what one financial expert says can ultimately help bring prices back down.
Food banks and other nonprofits serve an excellent purpose now out of a humanitarian position, as well as helping the economy in terms of slowing prices. So with inventories stacking up, that does put pressure on prices to come down.
As for when we could see some relief from inflation, Brewer says most Americans will be feeling the pinch until about March. However, he says the Federal Reserve has a tough balancing act moving forward.
They're going to raise rates until they beat inflation or until they harm the labor market. And so one of those two things is going to happen first.
Gleaners said they would like to eventually switch back to their in-store model, but for the foreseeable future, as long as a large number of people need help, they'll stick to this drive-through model until further notice. Working for you, Meredith Hackler, WRTV.
Gleaner says they are serving around 700 people a day, the majority of whom are employed. Indiana's labor market is about 3 to 1, meaning there is one person for every 3 job openings in the state.